Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and Bitcoin is looking rather bullish, touching 71,000 and bouncing right around that range at the time of this recording. You just can't deny the meme coins. This is, I think, going to continue to be a meme coin bull run. We've got 5 of the top 12 by market cap leading in terms of percentage gains over the last 24 hours. And Floki, which, if you don't know, is named after Elon Musk's Shiba Inu. This is from a Twitter post that was put out in 2021. And yes, Floki is currently up 25% on the 24-hour. Moving right along, there is some huge news. Yes, can you guess? Flare Networks FAssets, the open beta is live. This beta is a phase dedicated to agents and the more technical operators. And when this phase comes to conclusion, there'll be a second phase, and it'll have the dashboard. This will be live and allow anyone to participate. There'll be a test XRP faucet along with a CFLR faucet. And that C stands for it'll be on the Costin network. So XRP is going to come out first, then BTC, followed by Doge. Now here's the wonderful surprise. There's going to be a retroactive airdrop. It's planned to incentivize participation in the full FAssets rollout. Woo! Starting with the open beta on Costin and finishing with the launches on Songbird, Costin 2, and Flare. More details will be shared in the coming weeks. If you're technically inclined or just really want to pay attention and follow along as this proceeds, you want to first read the FAssets concept page. And then you want to browse the FAssets repositories on GitHub. You'll then want to register your agent via the FAssets Telegram bot, and then join the Telegram support group. I'm in, and there's 80 other members, and it's growing by the minute. Then get through the instructions on how to set up the FAsset agent. And finally, read the documentation on minting and redeeming. I'm going to put the link to all of these pages in the description of this video. I couldn't quite believe it today. I listened to 3 YouTube channels that were covering these articles that claim Uphold's CEO Simon McLaughlin has made a $10,000 price prediction for XRP. Arthur from XP Market says I should just ignore such things, that they're AI clickbait articles. And yeah, I agree, but if there are YouTube channels out there covering it as if this is real news, well, Simon McLaughlin, if it's not true, should request these medias to take these articles dark. And talking about media coverage, there's not a lot of coverage from this story in the West when a Japanese exchange, DMM, actually discovered on May 31st that one of their wallets had illegally leaked over 4,500 Bitcoin. But thank goodness, I will tell you today, they announced that they're going to raise 55 billion Japanese yen to cover those losses. If you're looking for a fresh perspective from Asia, particularly Tokyo, Nishi 8 Maru, he's an OG in the crypto financial community. He's been around since 2010. Yeah, and currently he is a crypto analyst for the SBI VC trade site and also does a little bit of Web3 promotion for SBI Holdings. He's worth a follow, and you can always use Google Translate. Some big news coming out of XDC. They've got an accelerator and they're looking for 10 projects. They want to distribute $100,000. Have a listen.
I have a news. There's 100K for grabs. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing. Let's dive into it.
Yes, let's do that. I head the ventures ecosystem at XDC Network, and I have been tasked to get more and more Web3 founders to build on XDC network?
We are partnering here on an acceleration program where we focus, you mentioned it already, first and foremost, real-world asset tokenization as a big theme of this program. Trade finance, another one that you have a strong history of. Then deepen decentralized physical infrastructure, another quite hot topic at the moment. We're curious to see what kind of projects are out there, what could they build on XDC. We cannot not mention AI and crypto. So AI and crypto combined, something we are keen to explore. Also gaming. Gaming has been really at the forefront of token crypto adoption, and GameFi is another theme. And lastly, staking. We have seen some very big successful projects recently launching on various chains, and we are also keen to find staking solutions for the XDC protocol. So these are a few of the focus areas. It's really structured like an accelerator. So it's a 12-week program. We will start on 12th of July until 11th of October.
And I'm really looking forward to have these, founders building in the space to sign up and get ready to build on XDC. And see you in Singapore Token 2049. I'll be there personally, along with Jonas.
From that hour-long interview yesterday that David Schwartz gave, there are 4 minutes that I want you to rehear if you didn't catch it the first time. This is super bullish for the XRP ledger. The fact that we have a chance that Hooks is one of the 2 plans for smart contracts in some fashion to be brought onto the ledger. I'll let this video take you out. Until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
Are there any concrete plans of adding a smart contract, adding smart contracts to Ripple?
So there's 2 plans to add smart contracts to either like the XRP ledger or the ecosystem. So one plan is a sort of side chain that runs EVM smart contracts. So you'll be able to move tokens between the XRP ledger and the side chain, and then the side chain you could just run Ethereum smart contracts on it. So that will bring Ethereum smart contracts sort of to the XRP ledger ecosystem, but not really to the XRP ledger. You would still have an account either on the XRP ledger or the sidechain. If you had both, you would have asset. It's not a seamless experience of like just being able to launch a smart contract right on the XRP ledger. There's an approach that was developed completely outside of Ripple called Hooks, which is a WebAssembly-based smart contract platform. It's not EVM compatible, but it's built in the sort of XRP ledger spirit of keeping things fast, cheap, and secure. It's not quite as powerful as it's not compatible with EVM, so you would have to implement your smart contracts again. And it's not quite as powerful. There's some things that you can do in EVM maybe that are just maybe not as good a fit, or maybe not super easy to do. But it will allow a significant subset, maybe all of the important DeFi use cases to be implemented without having to update the ledger itself. But that's for the future. That's developed. It's running on real money on a parallel chain called Zahal. And so that's good. That's buying it the kind of real world testing data that you need before you risk like a multi-billion-dollar blockchain on like a radical feature. So that's, it's sort of building up that battle testing, because the sidechain doesn't require any significant changes to the XRP ledger itself. Hooks is a radical change to the XRP ledger itself, so it's a little bit more complicated. There's a little bit more risk involved, and a little bit more buy-in, that we would have to get. One of the things that you have to remember with the blockchain is like there's a heavy preference for not changing it, because one of the things that makes blockchains great is that you can rely on them working like 2 years from now the same way they were. You don't have to worry about Bitcoin like breaking while you can go away for a couple of years and Bitcoin will probably be exactly the same when you come back. Ethereum, it might change a little bit. It migrated from proof of work to proof of stake, but your stuff is still going to work. Like there's this heavy, that part of the value comes from being able to rely on it. And so making radical changes is very difficult to do. And there's a lot of people whose current feeling is like, even if this is a significant advancement, even if it does make it better, the bias against change is very like, why didn't Bitcoin adopt smart contracts? They could have, but they didn't, because like there's value in having a system that is what Bitcoin is, right? And Ethereum is like the smart contract platform. And so it's one of those decisions of like, is there value in having it being what it is?
What do you think?
I think that there's enough benefit from allowing some smart contract features that having none at all is probably not the right. There's sort of intermediary. You can go. You can think of XRP, like Bitcoin is at one extreme. It doesn't do anything but move Bitcoin. Like people have made it do things with ordinals and inscriptions, but they're really jamming a square peg in a round hole. And on the other extreme, there's blockchains like Ethereum that are completely flexible, and you can upload a contract that does pretty much anything you want, but they have cost issues and security issues. And I think you can maybe stage sort of intermediate positions where you can have some level of flexibility so that you can implement some, reasonable new features without having to get buy-in from the entire ecosystem. And that's kind of what we're trying to think through. And in fact, when Hooks was first implemented on Zahao, they kind of had a switch that they could turn it up in sort of how much power they gave the smart contracts. And as they get more confidence that the system is secure and they're not breaking their consensus algorithm, they're not like blowing up the CPUs, like everything's working fine, they're allowing the smart contracts to sort of have more and more control over what they do. And I think that kind of conservative approach is probably good. We don't want blockchains to be quick to change, particularly if they're worth billions of dollars, because it's hard to fix them if you break them.